Hello and welcome to another video. I've not just bought a coffee, this is from my sponsor this week, the Fey Portal, who very kindly provided me with some lovely dice. This is their coffee set. They have all kinds of different sets, all handmade, all lovely, and if you want to buy some dice for yourself, very kindly they've offered to give my viewers 15% off. So if you go to their website and use the coupon code ODD15, you can get 15% off your own set of dice, so go there. They also sent me a D4 that I can actually film, so big thanks to this week's sponsor, the Fey Portal. Right, on with the video. Okay, so we're back with another random mini dungeon. I've got my prompt list, so let's see what we end up with. So I rolled a 13, which you've guessed by the title of this video is the Sunken Ruins. So let's see what we got for the entrance. Number 1 is an old path. Mysterious, could be exciting, see what we do with that one. For our two features we got tentacles and a swamp witch. Okay, this is getting creepy, I like it, you know I like creepy things. For our unusual things we got elven ruins and an evil tree. Already thinking good things about evil trees. For our regular things we got slime, fish people and creepy torches. Okay, this all goes together well, I'm happy with that. And finally, for our exit, filmed with a lovely new D4, a whirlpool. So yeah, this could be fun. Looking forward to this. Let's get to it. Okay, so as always, I started off with like a rough isometric guide, I suppose. I really want this to be like a beaten old, maybe high road, probably an elven high road, given what I rolled. Sort of cracked with steps leading down into what probably used to be a great big market or something like that. But now overgrown and ruined and horrible. So yeah, I thought this was quite a good start. I didn't go into this with a huge plan. So yeah, again, as always, I procrastinate way too much, so spent way too long on this bit. But you know, it looks okay. If you do like these videos, please be sure to like and subscribe, and if you're interested in my monthly maps, head to oddartworks.com where you can get free prompts. You can buy a digital version of the map or a limited edition print as well, so oddartworks.com. Okay, so yeah, just inking in now, kind of putting in a little bit of shading to kind of help me out before I do my 3 tones of grey at the end. Yeah, this was quite good fun doing all the little bits of plant life. I didn't think I'd enjoy it as much as I did actually, but I found it quite therapeutic drawing little vines and bits of grass and stuff. So yeah, that was the first part. I was pretty happy with that. I wanted to get the creepy torches in nice and early, and then I really wanted to put this big kind of evil tree, so I decided it was like a tree monster type thing, kind of leering over whatever's going to be going on in the middle. So yeah, I feel like I got that idea across reasonably well, so I was quite pleased with the big old evil tree. I always think of evil tree monsters things to be a bit like Halloween pumpkins, you know, with like a carved out face on them and things like that, so it's always quite satisfying to draw and play around with, you know. I mean, I will literally find any excuse to draw a monster of some kind in these things, because I really like drawing monsters and it's good fun. So yeah, that's the tree monster. So really wanted to have him part of the environment rather than rooted to the spot. I had him holding a piece of the ruin, and just putting all that nice wood texture in there to save me some time with the colouring. So yeah, kind of works reasonably well. Thinking about the background, so I wanted to draw attention to him, so I didn't want too much behind him. So really just the embankment, and I think I decided I was going to colour it all in black anyway, so that's what we would do there. Moving down, I decided I wanted to get an elven statue, a ruined elven statue with a fish person kind of leering and poking his spear. And initially I didn't give too much thought to the fish people. I thought they're just fish people who live in a swamp. But as the map progressed, I kind of thought of a bit of a narrative for them. But I kind of enjoyed drawing this guy kind of clinging to this statue triumphantly, and another creepy torch there as well, just to make sure I got plenty of lighting in this. And then I decided I wanted the swamp witch to be kind of front and centre, and that square in front of her I thought would be the whirlpool. So even though the whirlpool's the exit, I really wanted to make it the focal point of this kind of mini dungeon. So she was great fun to draw. I wanted to make it kind of like a hag, like a horrible disfigured creature that's not really human, but like has the semblance of a human, but is very much not. So that was good fun, and a few candles and a sneaky tentacle creeping out of her robe there as well, so that's always good. So yeah, I kind of thought the Swamp Witch is casting a spell, and maybe these kind of fish people were once people who've been turned into fish by the Swamp Witch and are forced to do her bidding and guard her while she's kind of casting her magic. So I put a few of them kind of awkwardly watching and getting close and kind of leering and cheering as she's doing her magic. So I quite like the idea of them just kind of bobbing in the water a little bit. So I ended up doing a few of those because yeah, I tend to do a lot of things that just amuse myself really, and they did amuse me quite a lot. So trying to keep the ruins relatively simple because I didn't want this to get too busy. I wanted to try and make the Swamp Witch stand out because as you'll see in the drawing, I don't think she stands out very much, but in the final one she does, which is good. So a few more kind of bobbing fish people heading in. Don't know where they've come from, but yeah. And then I thought, let's have a ruin. And then I started to think about slime. So I thought about doing just slime dripping off things, but then I thought, well, what about if the slime is kind of animated by the magic that's going on? So it's kind of trying to form like the shape of a person and things like that. So all my slimes in this are going to have that kind of quasi person shape to them a little bit. Because I thought that would be quite interesting, and just sketching out the whirlpool where I wanted the tentacles to be, you know, because rolling tentacles, obviously I had to put giant tentacles in there, and sort of just kind of sculpting out more slime at the bottom there, though I didn't really bring the camera down. You see I've got a fish person there with a torch. Yeah, then I remember to move the camera down. A fish person leering, slime crawling up the ruined wall, just sort of sketching everything. And then I decided I wanted this to be a scene that we're looking at from kind of in, you know, we're looking in on it. So I kind of wanted the bushes to be quite dark and you know, kind of frame the kind of scene a little bit. So yeah, trying to just put a little bit of character into the fish people. You know, they're probably mindless minions of the Swamp Witch, but you know, they were once people. Maybe they'll remember one day. Maybe if you're going to use this for an adventure, that could be the theme of the adventure, to slay the Swamp Witch to save the fish people. And then we've got a very enthusiastic fish person with his back to us here, and his torch. And yeah, just stood on an overgrown bit of rock. And yeah, putting all those little ripples in the water, all these little details, they really help kind of sell it. And then the slime, which I had great fun doing the slime kind of dripping off the wall and kind of trying to form like a shape. And you know, somebody's tried to have a go at it already. It's got a sword stuck in him. A little box for my signature because I always forget it. So yeah, you know, this worked out really well. It was quite a quick one to do this as well. I think I spent maybe an hour and a half drawing it. By that time colouring it as well, I think. So yeah, it just seemed to, you know, sometimes a drawing won't fight you and it'll behave and you can get it done in a reasonable amount of time. I wish more drawings were like that, but you know, if it was easy, everyone would do it, which is what an old art tutor of mine used to say. And so yeah, thinking about the whirlpool, I was just sketching it out. I knew I'd have to do quite a lot of fixing with this when I got it into the computer, just because I wasn't super confident with where I was putting all those marks and lines. I just wanted it to seem like a bit of a mess. And then finally the big fat smelly pen comes out, which I love, to sort of craft that kind of frame of like we're looking through the bushes at this thing going on, you know. So yeah, yeah, reasonably pleased with the drawing. Like I said, didn't take overly long, didn't fight me too much, even though I didn't have much of a plan. I think it came together quite well. So yeah, once I've got all this black done, it's just a case of filling in my signature. There you go, scanning it in. This is the scan, so not too bad. Things I'd have to do is to make the witch stand out a bit and tidy some of those shadows up. which I do. So this is the tidied up version. I've cleaned everything up a little bit, added a few more shadows to the whirlpool, a few more to the witch, and the tree monster. And then my 3 tones of grey, which really brings everything to life. It's my favourite stage, this. So yeah, really happy with it at this stage. So then I go into kind of my base colours, which initially were very green. I wanted it to seem very swampy, so making the slime kind of stand out, quite subtle with the colours on the fish people, the tentacles and the witch. But yeah, and then adding some effects to make the lights kind of stand out and the whirlpool stand out a bit more. But I felt it was a bit too monochromatic. I didn't like it, so I just toned the green down to make it slightly more brown, and I felt better about it. It was a bit more swampy then. So yeah, then the last thing to do is just put the title on it, and then we'll call it good and done. Anyway folks, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a like and a subscribe, and visit oddartworks.com for a map, and I will see you next time. Alright, take it easy folks. Bye now.